I'm Black history, I'm Black culture.
How did you come to identify yourself as a black man?
I born with my family. Both my mother and father come from Afro-descendant or black Creole people.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I was like 14 or 15 years old when I was in high school. I always had this question towards my teacher. Teach, I do not see where I'm reflected in our history books. Teach, you tell us about all these Spanish-speaking heroes, Ruben Darío, Emmanuel Mongalo, Rafael Herrera. Teach, but what about our people? So automatically I started to read and investigate myself about it, and then now I teach towards these things.
It's important for us to see, well, which side of our family or parents identify ourselves even more. My mother is black, and my father is mixed, a bit European and also Afro-descendant. So then my connection mostly is with my mother, and especially knowing that in our society we had created a lot of conflict between black and Creole. So when I got to learn about especially who I am, and know that, well, kinky hair and dark skin, no care how light it might be, but it is black, and that makes us understand that it's not about color of the skin, it's about identity, and especially that personal connection that you have with the person who you grew up with and you feel totally connected.
From a small, I live around black, I've been around black, so of course I consider myself 100% black.
From the minute I knew I was Black Creole, from when I started recognizing myself as a child, and when growing up and my family telling me and I seen who are my parents.
I always identify myself as a Black Creole because my mother is a Black Creole woman, my father is a Black Creole man, all my children, my husband, my whole environment is Black Creole. For me, it's very important because it gives me an identity as a Creole, as a black woman. It's very important because also I know where I'm coming from.
Being a black person and acknowledging that one is a black person is like recognizing that you have a father. To be black and deny that you're black is like to say you have a father, but he didn't raise you. Somebody else is passing as your father. So why should I say I'm from any other race other than what I am? That's who I am, that's who represent me, that's who I identify myself with. This is my culture, my nature, it's my everything.
My grandfather, he came from Jamaica area, and they were Africans that came to Jamaica, and running away from slavery, they came all the way over here. He told us that we all come from Africa, and that our origin is in Africa.
Really, I only grew with Black Creoles around me. In a neighborhood with all kind of people that only black. It's very important to me because how can I tell you? How can I express that feelings? It's just that I would like to people know that a black girl is not their color, is inside.
There's always this natural mystic that calls you to go back home, and to investigate and find out where you are coming from. So after investigating and educating myself towards blackness and ethnicity, that's why I got empowered and understand all these different concepts. And today I can proudly say I'm a black man.
Well, I think it's important for us to identify ourselves, that people know so that we are there. We are not the majority of the ethnia, you know, but we're there as Black Creole, and I say, as I told already, I'm proud to be a black person.
Creoles is a mixture of black and some European, some indigenous, but that Creole thing came especially in a social status. And black, usually it was for those with less opportunity.
Some people say they are black, some say they are Creole, you know. But for me, being black and Creole is almost the same.
Now I'm hearing this new term, black Creole and white Creole, which is, it's outrageous. Because, I mean, Creole is Creole, and if you're black, you're black. It doesn't matter the tone of your skin.
Black Creoles, white Creoles, or Creoles, period. I mean, I believe the revolution was a time and a period that people had to unite themselves or suffer to be extinguished. Because I've been in a peace period and having these both universities, I believe that's where people start to identify themselves. And again, these things were never taught in class.
We need to know more about who we are. And we cannot accept Creole and deny black. It's one same thing. It's just that it might sound prettier, it might sound maybe acceptable, but it's about blackness.
I don't have any real preference. I was comfortable being called black. I was comfortable being called Creole. And I'm certainly just as comfortable being called Afro-descendant. Because it boils down to the same thing. I'm different, I'm dark, very dark. So that makes me black, that makes me African.
And then again is what we call the whitening of a people and an ethnical cleanliness. By erasing a collective memory of a people out of your history book, by stop showing them to our kids, by showing only negative image of them, you tend to whitening that people and you tend to have an ethnical, systematical cleansing of that people.
Black, coming back from all over the world and the struggle, it have always been that black people, to survive and to progress, you have to struggle very hard and accepting what you are and do the best you can, because we always have plenty of obstacles to be able to achieve goal in position, in economical status, in political status.
It's so sad to say that we are living in the 21st century and we still have race discrimination here, but I think that is challenge for us, that we have to try to overcome it, because why we have to live more in community and live stronger together so they could respect us, we and our tradition.
What I am worried about is because Creole coming to be a minority now. It's decreasing, you know, because now we have in first place the mestizos, in second the mosquitoes, and then the Creoles in third place.
First Bluefields was just maybe 4 or 5 neighborhoods, but now we have a lot of influence of migration of people from the Pacific coming in, and little by little that have been plenty influence in our Black Creole community.
Years gone by, we as black, we were a majority, but since all the different changes that we've been having here in Nicaragua, so we have a lot of immigration, so then now we have the mestizos are majority.
They came with the policy of the state. They came with a program from the state. Especially they came with their language, and we had to adapt ourselves to a new language.
They have actually been trying to identify themselves as Creole, and because they are speaking Creole too. And not only that, but they have been taking up space that would normally belong to us.
We need to get together much closer as community to be stronger in what it is, our culture and our tradition, because that is what identifies us as black people. When you talk about custom, one of our main custom in our home is the language, which we talk Creole. Is, let's say, what they raise up in is every Sunday to go to Sunday school. That is part of our tradition, what we keep a lot here. This family reunion between us, our foods.
Our rondong, or wabul, banana pop, and breadfruit pop.
One of my identity, I bake this patty. That is part of our black people identity.
We have a culture here which is maypole. It's part of who we are as black people. Even though people don't see me dancing maypole, but automatically I can go out there and I can put down a good dance of maypole. I'm very happy and proud to be who I am. And as I said, anybody have a problem with the color of my skin, that's their problem.
Don't care what color you are. You have black in America, you have black in Central America, you have black in South America, you have black in North America. Wherever you go,
we have that connection. No care where our black people could be in South Africa, North Africa, but what we have in common is the same thing. Wherever we go, we have something in common. That identity, that communication.
There's something in us that unifies with all the different black people in the different part of the world.
We identify with people from Africa, especially with the music from the Caribbean, and most of all with one black identity.
If you could be part of a larger majority, you're more effective than being part of a smaller minority. And being part of a black movement in Nicaragua that probably would run 30,000, 40,000 people is not the same as being part of 500 million people. So then it's like an association for interest to say I'm part of a larger majority.
What affects a black person directly, any part of the world, affect all of us indirectly. So yes, I'm part of the diaspora, so I feel like I'm definitely part of a black whole community. That's something we are going to get together and close all the frontiers and barriers between us and things. So yes, I most definitely know I'm part of a global black community.